Damn it, man. Okay, some of these are gonna have to go. What am I carrying so far? 2, 3. We're missing the second one, aren't we? Where the fuck is that second one? Have we got it all then? Oh, we have got the second one. My bad. So we got second, first, awesome. Was gonna say then. It was not coming up. Okay, that's actually a lot less hassle than I thought it would be, to be honest.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Safe travel. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo.
Thought there'd be some kind of beaches around it. Personally. Okay, there you go, pal. Enjoy.
Delivering cargo.
Ah, you found it. Let me see. I have to see it. Oh my. It really is immaculately preserved. Uncannily even.
New interview data acquired. Neanderthals are not extinct. Hartmann's theory of evolution, umbilical cords, and Devonian era fossils. The paleontologist has provided data for the following Ludens mask frame colour: volcano orange.
Thanks for bringing in that lost shipment, Sam. And yes, it did indeed include an ammonite with a bona fide umbilical cord attached. I've already sent some images and a preliminary analysis to Hartman via the network. Interestingly, it seems the surrounding strata contain traces of tar, which lines up with one of his theories. Anyway, I know you only just brought this ammonite here, but I'd like you to deliver it to a colleague of mine, an Evo-Devo biologist. Lately, she's taken an interest in the tar, and I think she'd be eager to examine this particular specimen.
It's quite remarkable, and that's to your credit. To clarify, she has been studying how the tar may have influenced the development of various organisms. Accordingly, I would ask that you also recover the tar collectors deployed near her shelter and deliver them along with the ammonite. It would be too dangerous for her to attempt to retrieve them herself, which is why we must impose upon you. By aiding her research, we may yet inch closer to unraveling the secrets of the Death Stranding. We've already made so much progress with the data recovered by the network. With your continued help, I know we can accomplish even more.
Good work. New. Order available. Please access delivery.
So we definitely need a floating carrier for this.
Order assigned.
We want to place that on the carrier.
Safe travels. Weapons construction completed.
So I know there's a bike literally right there on the other side. There's also one here, which is perfect, but we will come back to them in a bit. Tell you what, we'll make a post box on.
Construction complete.
Well, no idea who that veteran porter is, but we've delivered it. Hey, you're gonna have to make me go down, bro, just to deliver this stuff. We'll get all that in a second. Get a forward roll down the hill. Are you for real? For fuck's sake. Okay, let's put this cargo back on here. Okay. Okay, well, we need to go to find some water now, don't we? Well, this looks like a fun place to go. Is there another PCC? Of course, there's one right behind me. I actually didn't see that. Oh well, there's another one now, pop. This one, you don't have to go onto that cliff to get to it.
Construction complete.
No, I don't want to go back, you dude. Fuck's sake, man. I will just go back up. This time we'll press the circle button instead of the X button. Because that's how we fucked that up. Looks like there is some BTs down there. Well, this is going to be fun. Because we have no chiral network. And... we're probably going to come across BTs. But hey! Just what I wanted to fucking see. Not.
Nice.
Okay, fun times. Old Volcano Observatory. Can you not fight these off now? Okay, bring it on. Take this fucker out. Sorry, buddy. Didn't realise we'd have more than two. Well, more than one. It's a new thing, isn't it? Got a shit ton of crystals though. Not gonna lie. Okay. I know dude is suffering from that, but we've killed all these BTs, should I say. That was a hell of a mission, not a mission, situation, wasn't it? Right, let's load these on the carrier. Why not activate that? Alright. Oh, that was some shit, man. I know, buddy, but hey, we've got the job done now, haven't we? And we'll only fix you in a second anyway. Okay. Load on carrier. Nice one. One, two. Awesome. Mate, how many fucking times, bro? Stop falling over, stupid shit, bro. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Well, we took out two giant BTs this time. Come on. Okay, we need to head back that way. Hey, you can't be serious again. Hey, I've literally just killed you all. Nah, this is bullshit, mate. Hey, piss off, you with your shitty fucking... Okay. Let's get the fuck out of here before it refreshes again. Because that obviously only gives you a certain amount of time. I didn't know that. Let's get the fuck out of here. Hey, stop being a spastic. Right. Okay. Only gives you a certain amount of time. That makes sense. Well, that kind of punished us, didn't it, guys? Don't lie. Okay.
Get it together.
I agree. Right. So we need to go there, I'm guessing. Okay. Have we got all the shit we need before we go? Okay, good stuff. Get the fuck out of here. I know, buddy, but we've literally took on 4 giant BTs now, pal. I really don't want to be having to fight another one. Because we are getting low with all the shit we have. Okay, they're literally up here apparently. Okay, over the other side. 129 meters away. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't realise we were on a time limit. I thought once you killed the BTs, you killed them. But obviously, it's understandable how they respawn. Bit annoying that we've got toxicemia.
Beginning scan.
Which we won't be able to scan BTs, but
Fragile Express ID verified. Weapons detected. All
That's good.
weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you.
okay.
Delivering cargo.
Let me just put my phone on charge, guys. Then we will carry on. Okay, good stuff.
I'm impressed, Sam. Not many people would have even attempted this. May I have a look? Not a scratch on it, and the tar inside is safe and secure. You do not disappoint, my friend.
All right.
Now, connect me to the chiral network. That's where my studies will truly begin.
Okay, new strand established. Evo Devo biologist has joined the UCA. The Evo Devo biologist provide design data for the following grenade launcher. That'll come in handy. New interview data acquired. Interview with the Evo Devo biologist. Tar bubbles up from the beach.
Thank you. It goes without saying, but I am convinced that the tar is related to the BTs and the Death Stranding. After all, both it and Timefall are the defining features of the post-Stranding ecosystem. Sudden environmental changes such as these invariably lead to the extinction of organisms that fail to adapt. Those that do adapt do so by virtue of enhancers, the regions of DNA that grant successful organisms their advantages. These genetic factors are the key to evolution. But there are genes which have the opposite effect, those which disadvantage organisms. Extinction factors, as they have been called. These are the seeds of advancement and obsolescence. Such factors may lie dormant within us all, a choice waiting to be made. For every being since the advent of life itself. If so, then ancient proof may hide deep within the tar. Evidence of these genetic decisions that may aid us in navigating our current crossroads. In any event, thanks to you, I can now study the composition of the tar in greater detail. I'll make sure to share any interesting results with you later.
Well done, Sam. You furthered our research into the Death Stranding in ways you cannot imagine. Thank you again for bringing me Mama's body, as well as that ammonite. Speaking of which, my analysis of its umbilical cord is proceeding apace. I've been comparing the data against some of our restored archives. Anyway, would you mind returning to my lab? Preparations are finally complete for the chiral relay integration. If you could collect the necessary materials for the restoration work and bring them here, I would be most grateful.
Good work. Order available. Please access the...
All right.
Deploying auto...
Can be loaded with 4 types of ammo: anti-BT hermetic rounds, lethal grenade rounds, slip rounds, and non-lethal Tranquilizer rounds. That sounds amazing, personally. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to put some of these into the private locker. Okay, so there is a safe house literally there. So we need to get our BB back online, don't we? And then Sam gets to rest as well, so that's even better.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Okay.
Your work is greatly appreciated.
Let's sort little buddy out.
Good morning, Sam. Blood collection complete. Thank you for your generosity.
Boom.
Good stuff. Okay, let's get back to Hartman's lab. Okay, we are golden. So what have we got equipped? That's the fuck was that all about? Okay.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you. Delivering cargo. Delivery complete. Displaying performance evaluation.
Connection level increased. Hartman's lab has provided the following new hologram data. BT. Hartman has provided data for the following Luden's mask frame color. Lightning blue.
Thank you for your continued support. Good work. New order of it.
Thank you, Sam. In reclaiming our past, we've uncovered a number of vital clues. Don't worry, I just got back. We have time. When you met with Mama, you experienced a strong antigen-antibody reaction, correct?
There was a BT in the room.
There was, but something else may have been causing it. I've discovered large quantities of chiral matter in Mama as well. Not just the usual kind that collects on our skin or on our suits. It's in all her cells. Cells that are no longer active. The BT you encountered there was special. It was her child, but also her own soul. Somehow, her car and half failed to separate. They must have remained connected through the umbilical cord. It's the only explanation.
Is that why I didn't get a bruise where she touched me?
Yes, and there's more.
10 seconds to cardiac arrest. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I modified the log times. Headquarters will have no record of what we say. Look, a message from Dead Man. It came with the umbilical cord.
Sam, I'm sorry. You deserve to know what you were carrying. But I couldn't risk Die Hardman finding out about the case. So I had no choice but to keep it off the books. You've got to keep this between us. We still don't know if the director can be trusted. The umbilical cord was taken from Bridget Strand. I removed it in secret. The cord wasn't attached to a fetus. It was outside her body. She asked me to take care of it. Said it was the key to unlocking the Death Stranding. But she insisted that I never tell the director. The cord shows no sign of decomposition or necrotization. Almost as if it's frozen in time. I thought Hartman might be able to make sense of it. So I had it hidden with your cargo at Mountain Knot City.
Deadman's observations were accurate. It's just like Mama's corpse.
What do you mean?
I mean, they share a very unique property. Both contain large amounts of chiralium in their cells. In other words, the President's cord was somehow connected to the beach, and that allowed it to escape the flow of time. I've put together the bones of a theory. It's patchy, but worth sharing, I think. Life on Earth has been rocked by many extinctions, great and small, including the Big Five. And if you examine the Earth's strata, its history, if you will, you'll find corellium deposits that can be dated to each. What if the manifestation of beaches and other associated phenomena correspond to extinction-level events?
You mean?
Yes. Our Death Stranding could just be the latest of many. The records and research you helped us to recover strongly suggest that we are in the middle of the 6th extinction.
6th extinction? Come on.
You know what this is, yes?
A frozen mammoth from 10,000 years ago.
Correct. And this?
The Iceman from 5,300 years ago.
They both have the same umbilical cords.
Bullshit.
Humor me. What if the mammoth and the Iceman weren't frozen?
You're saying time stopped for them just like it did for Mama?
Unfortunately, all these specimens were lost in the Death Stranding, so there's no way to examine the genuine articles. But some fragments of data did survive. With the aid of the chiral network, we may be able to piece together something more concrete using Evo-Devo tech. All right, how's this? A dinosaur from 65.5 million years ago. Umbilical cord, not decomposed.
Only mammals have umbilical cords.
No. Only mammals have umbilical cords used for childbirth. This is something else. Call it a strand from the other side. I propose that mammalian umbilici are a sort of mimesis of the strand that then evolved over time. We shouldn't assume that everything about a Death Stranding is detrimental to life. Trilobites, ammonites, dinosaurs, the mammoth, the Iceman, all preserved as if frozen in time, all without exception found with strands, which is to say that all may have been connected to the beach. And this, when viewed in the context of the extinction entity, EE theory, leads me to surmise that organisms with strands are in fact extinction entities. You see, Sam, EEs are connected to the beach via their strands. And it is through this connection that they somehow bring about a Death Stranding.
So you're saying Bridget was an extinction entity?
It's far too soon to say anything for certain. And since you burned her body, we may never know.
Higgs said Amelie's an EE, and she doesn't have dooms like the rest of us.
Sam, think. Assume that President Strand was an EE. Isn't it possible that her daughter is too? At the very least, Higgs may hope as much now that the President is unavailable.
So he kidnaps her for EE powers or whatever to cause a mass extinction.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. I doubt a single EE is powerful enough to cause a Death Stranding, assuming Amelie is an EE.
Well, Higgs sure thinks she's got what it takes.
Indeed. And we need to get her back as soon as possible.
1 minute remaining. Please hold on to something secure.
Ah, this one is real. Sam, go west.
How do you want me to handle Die Hardman?
With your customary reserve. Nothing good will come of him learning of our suspicions. Whatever else is going on, we still need the chiral network.
Right.
Activating lab security measures. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's interesting information. Definitely.
It's time, Sam. When you're ready, proceed to the shore of the tar belt and begin work on the chiral relay. Once it's ready, use the Cupid to bring it online. The necessary materials are prepped for you. Supplies are limited, so handle them with care. You'll be carrying a lot, too. All things considered, this might be one of your hardest runs to date. Hartman knows more about the site than I do, so he'll take it from here. It's about time for his wake-up call anyway.
Administering shock. Stand clear.
Right. About that way station. The site we have chosen was an original candidate for the way station we lost to the tar belt. Ironically, we suspended construction because we deemed it a little too unstable and not worth the risk. But this time, it's our best shot. So let's hope we weren't right to change horses in midstream. Fortunately for us, the foundation we laid down is still intact. All you have to do is transport the necessary materials to the site and finish the job. I'm afraid it's the only way we can expand the network further west and rescue Harmony. We're counting on you, Sam.
Okay. Let's get this on the road. So, we definitely need a carrier for now. Get some PCCs along the way as well.
Weapons restrictions lifted. Construction complete.
One of the best structures to be made is possibly these zip lines. That was a close one. So we're literally round the corner from the Devo biologist, and then we have a bit of a hike to go to do the rest of that. So we're going to get some stuff from Devo biologist. Literally over this hill, I'm guessing. Or is it down there? Yeah, going the right way now.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you.
Let's deliver the stuff.
Delivering cargo.
Hello. Excellent work. You went above and beyond the call of duty. Well, research calls.
Good work.
Okay.
Deploying off.
Okay.
weapons restrictions lifted.
Need to increase the chiral bandwidth, apparently. So I know we fought like four big massive BTs here before, and we don't want the same shit to really happen. So I'm just going to be honest and say we're going to try and avoid the area. Unless we come across a BT, obviously. I'd build more structures, but for now, at the moment, we're seeming to have issues with chiral, what's it called, man? Chiral connection, I think it is, or chiral connectivity, one of the two. So the problem is, because we can't place down, what's the word for it? So I don't even think we can, oh, we could place a generator, nice one. Okay, that's somewhat handy then, I suppose. But the chiral density doesn't allow us to use the zip lines.
Construction complete.
Okay. Fantastic. Cool. Okay. We'll do this. So we need to head over there. Fantastic. Now, this obviously looks like one of those mule places. We want to avoid this just for the pure fact that we don't really want to be getting into a battle with them, as we got too much cargo. I'm gonna focus purely on avoiding that area. Okay. I mean, we could go and fight them, but obviously we've got enough cargo that we need to deal with for now. Will we come back and fight them? Probably, just because I want to, there'll probably be a memory chip around there that I need to pick up. Yeah, see? It's literally a base there. And there is a memory data chip there as well, but we'll come back to that. Okay, so we'll put another generator . Oh, can't even do that now. Nope. Okay, we'll have to come back to that then. I don't even know how that happened. What did you even fall over, man? Fucking ridiculous that was. Okay. Stupidity, man. Okay, I think we've got everything now. Are we all good? Okay, it's 800 meters away. Okay, we're actually not that far away now. Nice one. Well, this was a piss take. Incredibly lucky. But we're on the right side of things, so... okay, we haven't really lost that much. Grenade launcher, I suppose, but... we've got one, at least. Okay. Okay, we've got more than one. Happy days. It's not as bad. Have we got any footwear to... no. Okay, we'll have to figure that out.
Sam, you should be nearing the old building site. Look for the terminal and submit your materials for processing. cargo's materials processed in order to finish the Cairo relay.
Trophying 60 deaths and 60 births in a day. Bridges has provided the following new hologram data. Hartman sending likes. And another one with Hartman resuscitation.
Good job, Sam. Now access the terminal and bring the relay online.
New strand established. Chiral relays join the UCA.
And with that, we're all linked up. Once you cross the tar belt, the end will be in sight. We're this close to Emily, to America's second chance. Edgenut City awaits. The staff we're sending will start by building a safe house. Over time, they'll expand their operations and establish a new facility. In doing so, they'll carry on the legacy of the brave souls lost to the tar. All thanks to you, Sam. Now, let's figure out how to get you across this tar belt. The only way west is through that. To make matters worse, I don't believe your PCC is capable of building anything that will get you across. There must be a way. We can't give up, not with what's at stake. We'll see if we can't think of something here. But considering everything you've been through, I wouldn't be surprised if you've already got a few ideas of your own.
Okay, that's 728 meters away.
Construction complete. Keep on keeping on.
So I'm guessing we have to go all the way down here and then cross round this way, I'm guessing.
Sam, it might be worth looking through your mail in case there's anything we've missed. A piece of local knowledge, perhaps. The folks who live out that way might have noticed something.
Check an email, huh? What about the top one? Well, I'd read the emails, but like I say, I'm guessing we just have to go right round. Mate. I'm guessing we have to just go for the water, maybe?
I don't get out of this soon. Fuck.
That last line say. I'm guessing we went too far. We're gonna just make this dead simple, so we know what we're doing. We don't have to look through all the emails because I want to read them out at the end, so we're just gonna do it this way. Okay, this actually makes a shit ton of sense, to be honest. Don't know why I didn't think of this myself. So what we have to do is we have to go back to the BT, get it to drag us into the water. And then we have to escape it. You'll see what I mean in a minute, guys. Okay.
I feel you.
Holy fuck. Mate, come on.
Huh. Can't say I would have ever thought of that. Well done, Sam. With you out there giving it your all, there's hope for us yet.
Like a giant fucking Godzilla, this. Come on, get off your spot. Interesting.
Falling down, London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady.
Keep your voice down. You don't want to scare the poor girl away, do you? She's in there. I can smell her. Of course, I wouldn't have known for sure if it wasn't for you and your wonderful network. Bless your heart. Thank you kindly.
Oh, Sam Bridges. Careful. Contents are fragile. Like the world and everything in it. Me, I'm no exception. I'm not the only one wearing masks either. There's your boss man, and that woman, and oh, let's not forget little old you.
Okay, it's okay.
I know it ain't easy wearing a mask all the time. Now the mask can come off, right? Hey. You remember this? Nope. Poor, sweet Amelie. She's holed up in the beach nearby. Tell you what say we make it a race? Whoever wins gets to usher in the end of days. Nothing like the eve of extinction. Bring focus to the mind. Makes folks honest. There'll be no need for masks soon. But I wonder, when you look death in her eye, will you blink?
Episode 9, Higgs.
Still with me, Sam? Even now, our way forward, our way to save Amelie, is the same as always. Your first priority is to get the local distro center on the network. Until it's complete and everybody's connected, Higgs won't find it easy to get to Amelie. She should be safe. So take your time and do it right. Sam. Connect your Cupid to the terminal and bring the site online.
New strand established. Distribution centre north of Edge Knot City is during the UCA. Bridges HQ has provided design data for the following remote detonation grenade launcher.
Good work, Sam. You've made it as far as Bridges 1 ever did. We never pushed further west. Frankly, it's a miracle we kept that distro center running. Anyway, you're almost at Edge Knot City. Your final destination, where Amelie should be waiting. Smile, Sam. Only one more knot to go. One last time to put that Cupid to use. Though you'll need another component to finish the job. Regardless, the nationwide network will serve as your ticket home. Just bear in mind that by bringing Edge Knot online, you'll likely be revealing Amelie's location to Higgs. You'll need to get to her before he does. Head to your private room and get your gear sorted. When you're ready to go, we'll give you what you need. Make sure not to leave the distro center without taking the order.
Sam? Are you there?
Amelie.
Can you hear me? Sam!
Over here, Amelie.
The network's nearly complete. Just one more nut to go. And then America will be whole again. Did I ever tell you my real name? I wanted to. It's Amerigo. After Amerigo Vespucci, the man who discovered the continent.
I thought it was Columbus.
Except Amerigo was full of it. He lied. America is a lie.
Amelie.
I'm on the beach, Sam. Our beach. The one where I was born. Higgs will never find me here. He can't. So don't worry. Get the last Cupid to Edge Knot City and finish what we started. I'll meet you in your room at the distro center when it's all over. There's something you need to know, Sam. I've kept things from you. Worn a mask for the longest time. Everything Higgs said about me is true. I could end it all. Us. Mankind. Extinction. That's what I am.
The hell does that even mean?
But it's not what I want to be. All I want is for you and me and everyone in this world to be whole. Sam. Promise you'll stop me. Don't let me end it all. I'll be waiting for you on the beach.
Amelie? Amelie?
Okay, what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna go back up and get some fucking boots. Then we're gonna come back down into the private room. Yeah. They're well and truly fucked.
terminal and pick up that order before you leave. You can't finish the job if you don't.
You have been awarded the title of Elite Courier. Rumor has it you can move cargo faster than the eye can see. You've achieved delivery volume grade 50. You can now carry more cargo. Awesome. There are no orders that can be taken on. Okay, that's fair.
Remote detonation grenade launcher. Launches explosive projectiles, as you may have guessed. Can be used in conjunction with a variety of rounds depending on your needs. And yes, said rounds are indeed detonated remotely and at your discretion after firing.
Take 2 of them, and we'll take 2 of them. Let's recycle them boots. Okay. Definitely need a couple of these. So the one that takes the most at the moment is the power skeleton. So if we went for a power skeleton level 3, that's more like it. That is more like it. Okay. So, again, we are passing another episode chapter. It's classed as a episode, I think. So obviously, I know it is one or the other. Let's check on Lou or BB, one of the two.
Oh.
Customize the pod, why not? We haven't done that in a while. I reckon a nice. let's have a look at all our weapons that we've gained. So we got a remote detonation grenade launcher, shotgun level 2, riot shotgun level 1, hematic grenades, smoke grenades. We haven't really used the smoke grenades though, let's be honest. Is it going to let us look in this section? Ah, there you go. You got a non-lethal assault rifle level 3, and then you have got a lethal assault rifle, a bowler gun. I don't want to look at that twice. Anti-BT handgun. They're okay, I suppose. A handgun. Okay. Riot shotgun, I already shown you that. And then the Mesa gun. Got actual grenades. And what are these? A stun bomb. So we've got quite a decent amount of stuff. I don't think I looked at that briefcase opened. Let's have a look. That one. EX grenades. Okay, they're a bit of a risk. But we've got a shit ton of them as well. Examine the table. Why not drink one of these? Because we haven't drank anything in a while. While in Sam's private room. Some crypto buyouts. Nice. Okay. So we are going to leave it here for today, guys. Again, we have managed to complete another chapter, episode, whatever. We're on... What are we on now? I think we're on episode 9. Or chapter 9, or what? It's the same thing. So we've gotten to chapter 9. Obviously we didn't have to fight them BTs right at the end. I don't know how I didn't think of that, you know, helping getting the BTs to get you to cross over to where we needed to go. But we managed to get here, and we are at Edge Knot City now. So we are on the North Distribution Centre, I think is what we're at the moment. I've forgotten the actual name of the place, but we're in Edge Knot City anyway. We need to go and find Amelie, and then we need to sort out, you know, see what happens next. Thought that whole scene with Hartman was very cool. So I think what actually happened was we finished, is it Deadman? Let's look at the data. Yeah, Deadman. We finished the Deadman episode, and what I'm loving about each of these episodes is it goes into detail of why they're called what they're called. Deadman was because he was never actually born in the first place. He was like a test experiment. Hartman is to do with a very strange type of heart that he has. think her name was Fragile. She was because she obviously lived through that nuclear explosion. That's going back quite a while now, guys, so I can't remember. I think it might have been Middle Knot City. No, Middle Knot City. There was a nuke attached to her by that Higgs guy. She managed to detonate it into that crater where it saved South Knot City. She didn't actually die, but all of her body is fractured. And that, you know, there is more information about it. I have read about it in the interviews before. I can't remember what exactly it is, but basically she's still alive, just the whole bottom side of herself is like deteriorating, or, you know, like it's broken. The one about Mama was very cool as well. You know, we learnt a lot more about Mama again with Hartman today. So we've managed to finish the Deadman episode, then we went straight into Hartman. We did the whole Hartman episode chapter, and now it is called Higgs. So we're gonna read all our mail as we usually do. Obviously, if we're not in the middle of doing something, you know, I did used to, or not, you know, in some streams in the past, I have read it halfway through. I think it's because I'm getting that wrapped into the game and wanting it to not be, like, you know, too spaced apart with the story side of things. We've kind of done it near the end of the game, or at the end of the game, but we are obviously going to get back into it where we read the mail halfway through, the same with the data, so there's not so much at the end to read. But like I said in the last stream, guys, I am going to obviously it's not going to be done quickly. You know, there's 10 emails, I think there's 12 emails in total. 2 have been marked off because I went to look.
You okay? What you wanting for Tears will need to order it soon, Red Heart.
I'm going to come through in literally half an hour, so I'll discuss it with you. But yeah, what I'm going to do is read the emails, read all that stuff, and then we are going to call it a day.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. So I'm going to read the emails, going to read the data, and then we are going to call it a day. But again, you know, guys, if you don't want to watch till the end, because all I'm going to be doing is reading all this, you know, the emails, the data, then that's completely fine. You know, I am going to literally come off the game straight after reading it all. So if you don't want to get bored, then, you know, and you find it boring, should I say, then obviously feel free to get to the next video on my YouTube. But if you are interested in all the stuff, then feel free to stay for the ride. Okay, so we have actually had another email again, so we must have about 13 emails in total to read, and then we have, I think, 8 data. Okay, The Spiritualist, a snapshot of ages past. Sam, do you recall the handprint you brought me? Well, I hope you're sitting down, because when I analysed it, I discovered that it was 65 million years old. It dates back to the late Cretaceous period, when the dinosaurs became extinct. I did fear that perhaps it was just the rock and the handprint itself had been added much later, but that seems not to be the case. Could someone have travelled through time via the beach in order to leave it? If not, how could it possibly have been made? I plan to look into the matter further and will get in touch when I learn more. If you happen to stumble across anything that might shed light on this mystery, you'll let me know too, won't you? Just something I remembered as well. So with that mule camp, obviously we completely bypassed it. I am guessing we are able to go back to that mule camp at some point, or terrorist camp, however you want to see it. But because it started us on a whole new area, I'm really hoping that we are able to, I know for a fact at the end of the game we will be able to go through all these camps and do all that, but I would want to do it during the main mission. But if we can't get back now, then we can't get back. Saying that, excuse me. Saying that, I am going to go back to that mule camp definitely at the end of the game if I can't do that beforehand. And we are going to get as many of these, what are they called, memory chips, that we are able to get. Okay, the craftsman, we haven't heard of him in ages. BTs that aren't affected by your blood. How are things, Sam? Have you hit the coast yet? You can't be far off, I'll bet. You'll be pleased to hear that the local porters are doing their best in your absence, and those hematic grenades you brought are making a huge difference. Speaking of all things hematic though, we've received a report that suggests there are some BTs out there that aren't affected by your blood. The BT in question glowed bright red apparently, and the poor porter who ran into it barely lived to tell the tale. He'd brought plenty of hematic grenades with him, but they didn't seem to do the trick. As you can imagine, this is a seriously concerning development. I mean, your blood was the only weapon we had against those things. What are we supposed to do now? Sure, they're bound to have some kind of vulnerability we can exploit, but how many of us are going to have to die finding out what they might be? Anyway, consider yourself warned, Sam. Be careful out there, okay? Well, that might bring it down on things, pal. Because I was relying on destroying these fuckers with the hematic grenades / rounds. But I suppose we'll have to see that battle when it comes. Okay, Peter Englert. For a last meal, only pizza will suffice. My dear Mr. Sam Bridges, once again it is I, Peter Englert, and once again I must implore you to fulfill an urgent request. I speak of course of pizza before you declare me unforgivably selfish. Know that on this occasion I write you on behalf of my elderly father, who has been fiendishly out of sorts of late, and has even divulged to me his dreams of the beach. You can imagine how I felt upon hearing such dreadful news. I fear he may not be long for this earth, and that being the case, I cannot bear the thought he might shuffle off this mortal coil, having never sampled the transcendental delights you deliver. Could you help me grant him this final kindness by ferrying the dish in question from Mountain Knot City? My father has often spoken of his fondness for salami. If you could ensure that this last supper is topped with a copious serving of said sausage, he would die a happy man indeed, I am sure. Well, I hate to say it, pal, but I didn't see this email, and this is another reason why it is possibly good to check your emails and not leave them till the end. But like the other side missions that we failed to do, we will probably get this to come around again. You know, once we complete the game, or once we go back that way, then we will be able to go to Mountain Knot City and deliver that pizza. Be a long fucking journey, Tommy, but we'll see. Okay, the geologist, chiral nightmares. Dear Sam, thanks to you the chiral contamination's all cleared up. Nasty symptoms though, dizziness, headaches, insomnia. At first I was worried it was all down to my isolation in the shelter and the intense focus on my research for the past year. But it got real bad when the nightmares started. I saw the end of the world, a portal to the beach opening and BTs pouring through by the thousands. There was nowhere to run, no time, and they began scooping us up one by one. And then the void outs came, bigger and bigger, until a massive one or several massive ones enveloped the whole world, and poof, just like that. When I told Hartman about it, he likened it to the visions of extinction dooms sufferers tend to experience. It's strange though, after all we now have incontrovertible proof that chiralium is far from a recent addition to our world. Anyway, that's a problem for a different day. The important thing is that I'm cured, and it's all thanks to you. The Mountaineer. How's the climbing anchor treating you? Actually, was very helpful when we were getting to the geologist area. So, very helpful, actually. Thanks for helping me out back there, Sam. Out of curiosity, you have a chance to use that climbing anchor I gave you. It's pretty special, you know. The missus used to use it. It was custom made by her by a chiral craftsman. It's lightweight, it's super lightweight and durable, just the thing for rough terrain like this. She wants you to have it, her way of thanking you for helping to bring our baby boy into the world. Here's hoping you get plenty of use out of it. Aaron Hill, thanks for delivering the coat and boots. Thanks for picking up Deadman's coat and boots. They were loaners and of a size we don't stock in excess. In fact, they're so rare that someone asks for them that we only had the one set. Anyway, we'll give them a good wash before placing them into storage. You take care of yourself, Sam. The Spiritualist. The chiral network connects people past and present. How are you, Sam? In good health and good spirits, I hope. I have to say, the chiral network is quite impressive. Ever since you hooked the shelter up, my life has become much more exciting. I've been able to procure all sorts of goods that I had never seen before. And I've noticed quite a number of new structures going up nearby as well. I should also mention that I managed to unearth some old research data that may offer some insights into some of the most more unusual phenomena you might have experienced firsthand. I'm sure you have a vivid recollection of your many experiences in the scene, but it turns out that the person wandering around it that you may have identified as yourself may not be you at all, but someone else entirely. You see, while everyone's beach belongs to them and them alone, the Seam is an altogether different beast. I've read about people who have had near-death experiences that's involved the Seam. When they came across this someone else there, they found themselves somehow saved by them in the real world. They'd even received care packages and the like in some instances. Remarkable, you'd agree. You might even say that the chiral networks bridged the gap between this world and that in more ways than we realised. Now, I still don't know who this someone else actually is. The fact that they're in the scene, though, would suggest that it's someone who's died, wouldn't it? Someone from the past, so in essence, the past is intervening to keep the present alive. It's comforting to think that it's not just BTs and other scary stuff that comes over from the other side. Maybe the chiral network can help us reconnect with more benevolent beings and positive forces from the past as well. If I may, Sam, I don't suppose you could keep an eye out for this mysterious someone from the past the next time you visit the scene, could you? Well, I suppose there's only one way to find out. Aaron Hill, The Chronicles of Aaron, Chapter 1, The Great Embarkation. Hey Sam, you're headed for the Char Belt, right? Once you're past that, you'll be in Edge Knot City at last. But only Amelie and the Vanguard ever made it that far. And from what we've been hearing, everything west of the Char is pretty messed up. Lucky for you, we're going to construct a backup safe house once you get the chiral network hooked up over yonder. Director's orders got a heart of gold, doesn't he? Of course, the question was who was gonna get the sweet job of trekking all the way out there to build it. You guessed it, yours truly. Guess that golden heart of his doesn't bleed for me. Still, it's for the good of America, right? Everybody's got to do their bit for the great rebuilding, I guess. Anyway, it looks like I'll be throwing on a pack and venturing out into the wilderness like my old friend Mr. Bridges. Wish me luck out there, Aaron Hill, pioneer and adventurer, signing off. Okay. The Paleontologist. The Ammonite with the umbilical cord and mass extinctions. Sam, the Ammonite with the umbilical cord you brought me has undeniably brought us closer to solving the riddle that is the Death Stranding. I really cannot thank you enough, and thanks to that antimatter bomb you provided, I've finally been able to resume excavations. I remain confident that by continuing to research the fossils contained in the deeper strata, we will gain a greater understanding of how this particular ammonite is linked to the stranding itself. Umbilical cords are not necessarily the product of evolution, but possibly the result of a genetic factor that hastens extinction itself. A mere theory which, if true, would invite the question, what of our own umbilical cords? Are they indicative of a predisposition towards self-destruction, and if so, is there anything we can do to change our course? A troubling possibility to consider, and one for which I have no response. Given this theory, one might consider that the umbilical cord to be representative of a connection between life and death, a dangerous, potentially fatal relationship, but like the many connections you yourself have forged, a potential force for good. For so many of our accomplishments are the product of our collective action, a fundamental truth that would have remained forgotten by many had you not brought us together. Stay the course, Sam. Okay, Aaron Hill, The Chronicles of Aaron Hill, Chapter 2, The Lonely Road. Where are you at right now, Sam? I just left Mountain Knot City behind. Don't worry, I'm not getting into touch to gripe about how hard this is or anything. I'm fine, honestly. With a crying face. Now seriously, I'm a veteran of the first expedition. How else do you think I made it this far west on my own? I can look after myself, especially with the forecast data available on the chiral network these days. Always know when time falls on the way. Compared to last time, it's a breeze. Walking these mountains on your own though, it wears on you. It really does. Can't believe you've travelled so far without a soul for company. You're another breed. Seriously. Hey, anywhere past this beautiful heart-shaped lake a little ways back. I'd heard of it, of course, first time I ever saw it with my own two eyes, though. The one by Hartman's place. Someone told me that there used to be a city where that lake is, which reminded me of a story I'd heard about this porter who got snagged by a BT. All this tar started bubbling up from the ground, along with rocks and buildings and all sorts of debris. Stuff from the past, people said, and the porter used it to escape the tar and give the BT the slip. What do you reckon, Sam? Sounds a bit crazy when I think about it. Anyway, I swung by Hartman's place to say hi, but nobody answered when I came knocking. Maybe he ain't as friendly as he makes out. Seems my journey through these mountains is going to be even lonelier than I thought. Can't give up now though. Let's both of us keep on trucking. Catch you later. Alright, the Evo Devo biologist. Summoning objects from the other side through the tar. Sam, I've been analysing the tar samples you collected for me, and I've got to say its properties are wholly unlike those of the more common tar we have observed on this planet in the past. The same can be said for the tar taken from the strata in which the ammonite with the umbilical cord was found. No deposits have been discovered save for those accompanying massive fossil beaches. It's as if it's the literal stuff of extinctions. Even more strangely, it seems that objects submerged in concentrations of this tar are partially, if not entirely, transported elsewhere. In brackets, most likely to the beach, I suspect. Therefore, by chucking that nuke into the crater lake, you may have sent it to the other side itself. Assuming it's a two-way street, that also means that matter sent to that world could theoretically return through the tar once more. This would explain some of the more fantastic stories I've heard of buildings swallowed whole by tar only to miraculously rise from its depths at a later date, looking exactly as they did when they were lost. Which is intriguing implications, don't you think? If the tar is a gateway to the past, it is consumed, then maybe it could be manipulated into regurgitating its old meals. Alright, last email. Aaron Hill, The Chronicles of Aaron, Chapter 3, A Fellow Traveller. Guess what, Sam? I'm halfway there. Can you believe it? Smiley face. To tell you the truth, I'm struggling to believe it myself. Not so long ago, I was all but broken, mind and body both. My feet were nothing but blisters and chilblains, and the going was so steep, I nearly slipped and fell more times than I can count. But just as I was about ready to curl up and die, you know what I came across? A hot spring. Damn thing saved my life, and it wasn't no ordinary hot spring neither. The recharging springs, you heard of them. The water there heals wounds, cures fatigue, hell, it even recharges batteries. It's nothing short of miraculous. Okay, so maybe I didn't just happen across the place. A porter told me about it. Thanks, porter. See, I was doing my best to steer clear of BT territory, but my best wasn't quite good enough. So when I was about to walk into a heap of trouble, this guy showed up. Told me I was headed for danger and took me to the springs instead. Even helped me carry my load. Can't tell you how good it was to meet another traveller on the road, especially a friendly one. So yeah, we had a soak together, shot the shit, it was nice. Seems he'd mislaid some cargo meant for a Bridges scientist. Said helping me out was his way of atoning for his sins. Now that I think of it, that whole part was pretty strange. He said the cargo contained an ammonite with an umbilical cord. Ain't no such thing, right? Right? But yeah, can't speak ill of the guy. I wouldn't be here writing to you if it wasn't for him. Be safe out there till next time. Okay. So we have read all the emails. Neanderthals are not extinct. Hartman, 3 years ago, Bridges HQ. Both Neanderthals and Homo sapiens are believed to share a common ancestor in the form of Homo heidelbergensis, but there are clear differences between the two. Neanderthals were brutish and brawny, well equipped to hunt larger animals and survive in colder climates, whereas Homo sapiens were slender-limbed and only capable of hunting smaller prey. But as millennia passed, Homo sapiens learned to create tools and hunt in packs. The Neanderthals, who actually had larger brains than the Homo sapiens, also fashioned tools of their own, but these were crude in comparison and developed little over 200,000 years, perhaps because these simple-minded beings favoured small family units, so that even if a breakthrough occurred, it was unlikely to be shared with others. This isolation, more than any other factor, seems to have led it to their decline. Homo sapiens, meanwhile, conceived religion with which large numbers of individuals could be bound together in service to a common cause. Strength in numbers also made their communities more resistant to famine and other calamities. In other words, Homo sapiens grew stronger through interpersonal connections, by creating what came to be called society. If we persist in our divided state, we risk losing this hard-won unity and dooming ourselves to the Neanderthals' fate. We will dwindle and die apart and alone, but history holds another intriguing lesson. Homo sapiens did not disdain Neanderthals. The two species even intermingled on occasion. Our DNA retains vestiges of our ancient cousins even now. So you see, while a species itself may disappear, its genetic legacy may yet endure. Very interesting. Hartman's theory of evolution. This is 1 year at Hartman's lab. The evolution of life on Earth could be described as the evolution of consciousness. When the first vertebrates clambered out of the oceans and onto the land, their consciousness expanded to process the new realm that lay before them. But their development did not end there. Their eyes moved from their flanks to their fronts, that they might comprehend the depth of the world. Mammals formed groups, increasing their chances of survival. Eventually they came together in communities and then larger societies. In order to preserve and maintain these structures, humans developed a perception of time. And in order for societies to outlast the lifespan of the individual, we conceived of an afterlife and a future beyond ourselves. Alas, the death stranding threatens to undo all our progress. Consider the chiral network, which incorporates the beach, where time does not exist. Or consider timefall, which rapidly accelerates the degradation of that which it comes into contact with. How can our sense of time, honed over millions of years, remain intact when we must cope with such irrational phenomena? Yet that is but the tip of the proverbial iceberg. We are growing apart, retreating into isolation, gradually losing our place within society. I would even go so far as to say our conceptions of reality are under threat. How could they not be when our very eyes deny the invisible BT that stands before us? The Stranding has warped our consciousness in every sense. If the evolution of life on Earth is indeed akin to the evolution of consciousness, then what is happening now is undeniably a regression, is it not? This is one caveat. Of course, some of us are now far more aware of death than we ever were. That is what Dooms has given us. For me, therefore, Dooms is not merely a biological change. I prefer to think of it as the means by which I have achieved a new form of consciousness. Furthermore, I hope and believe that this new awareness of the other side is humanity's trump card as we seek to defeat the Death Stranding. Umbilical cords in Deviant era fossils. So this was 3 months ago at Hartman's lab. An article from an old scientific journal was recently brought to my attention. It predates the Death Stranding and concerns the discovery of a 380 million year old fossil, one from the Deviant era, to give the period its proper name. It was a fossil of fish, and in its womb was a child connected to its mother by an umbilical cord, no less. The species Mater Piscis Aten Barogi, or Barawi. It's a placoderm and an extinct class of armoured marine creatures that used to live in seas the world over. Unfortunately, most were wiped out during the Deviant era, right around the time of the second of the Big Five, in fact. As you may be aware, one of the key foci of my research is the link between creatures with umbilical cords and mass extinctions. Once this area is connected to the chiral network, it is my hope that we will be able to piece together more data that will help us learn more about the link between umbilical cords and the Death Stranding. Okay, interview with the geologist. So this is obviously the geologist 1 year ago at their personal shelter. I remember it was just before I joined the expedition when I found those documents in Bridges HQ. Research papers that predated the Death Stranding. People used to believe that dinosaurs had gone extinct at the end of the Cretaceous period 65 million years ago. But when this fellow investigated various locations where late Cretaceous dino fossils had been found, he came to the startling conclusion that there were hardly any evidence anywhere on Earth that supported the theory that dinosaurs had survived until the end of the Cretaceous. That's the word, Cretaceous. In other words, almost all of them had been wiped out long before that. The only place where there were fossils that did support the traditional theory was here in North America, which suggested that this was the last part of the Earth to have been inhabited by dinosaurs. Now, everyone agreed with this analysis at the time, but let's say he had it right. That would mean that there is evidence of a mass extinction hidden here, right beneath our feet, evidence which could provide invaluable in understanding the one on the horizon. Did the dinosaurs who happen to live here just get lucky, or is there something special about this place that allowed them to survive? I'd love to get to the bottom of it, but I'm not sure I have what it takes. I'm not like Hartman, I don't have dooms or any other unique traits. Still, I want to make myself useful. I want to research the Stranding and help uncover the truth behind it. That's why I joined the expedition team after all. Okay. Interview with the paleontologist. So this is 1 year ago at their personal shelter as well. In the period since the very first forms of life arose here on Earth, the planet has witnessed a number of mass extinctions. And as you know, or as As you're no doubt aware, the most significant of these are known as the Big Five. The first marked the end of the Ordovician period, while the next at the end of the Devonian period. Wiped out almost all marine life, but the third of these extinction at the end of the Permian period around 250 million years ago was even worse. 96% of all marine organisms and 70% of land organisms died as a result. The fourth extinction finished off most large reptiles, though the dinosaurs managed to hold on until the fifth came along at the end of the Cretaceous period 65 million years ago. We humans are evolved from the small mammals which managed to survive that particular catastrophe. Each of these 5 extinctions resulted from enormous changes to the natural environment. Species which were unable to adapt to these changes perished, while those which were ideally situated to evolve and thrive did just that. Evidence from records which predate the Death Stranding indicate that many scholars believed a sixth mass extinction was on its way, or that it may have already begun. There is something of a consensus regarding its cause as well: humanity's destruction of the environment. This led them to sound the alarm, warning the world of what was at stake. At the time, the greatest minds of the era believed that if the ecosystem could be preserved, and if humanity could learn to live in harmony with nature, then a future could be secured for all the world's species, humans included. But that was then, and this is now. If the phenomenon we are currently experiencing is indeed the sixth extinction, then it must be acknowledged that humanity is its main target in this divine punishment for our misdeeds. If so, then I suppose there is little that can be done. Perhaps there is no way forward for humanity now. Nevertheless, I refuse to give up. I will endeavour to find hope in our predicament. Alright. Interview with the Evo Devo biologist. So this is 1 year ago again. So, you know, if they're at the personal shelter, and it's been said a few times, then I'm not really going to say it over and over again. So I was born after the Death Stranding, so my conception of what the world once was is derived entirely from documents, photographs and video. We didn't used to have timefall for one, just regular rain, no chiral clouds, only the traditional masses of suspended moisture. And one certainly didn't have to worry about tar bubbling up from underground in most locals. Humans could travel anywhere, even into space, and we were blissfully unaware of the beach's existence. Suffice it to say, there is no doubt that there is a period of sweeping change that will have lasting repercussions for all life on Earth. Given that dooms may simply be humanity's way of trying to adapt and survive. A beach exists within the consciousness of every individual, but these environmental changes, they affect all life on a genetic level, do they not? That is why I thought to investigate them, and the medium through which I chose to do so is the tar, which has become so ubiquitous. But you're not interested in that, I am sure. So you know there is a very real possibility that we have already failed to adapt to the sixth extinction. That we are but another evolutionary dead end soon to be left behind. If that is the case, then it could be reasoned that the ones afflicted with dooms, and therefore blessed with an enhanced perception of the beach, are our successors who will survive and supplant us. I suppose that would be a shame, but it doesn't trouble me all that much. My research will survive me as well, and the doomed sufferers can pick up from where I left off. They will carry on my genetic lineage too, for that matter. No, what worries me is that not even dooms will prove sufficient to endure this extinction. If that is the case, then humanity is doomed. It's certainly a a possibility we have to acknowledge. But more than that, one question looms above all. Why? Why now? Why like this? That's what I want to know more than anything. Somehow I doubt the dinosaurs and all the other species that came and went ever considered that question. Worrying over the reason for this, and that it is a uniquely human condition, I suppose. Yet this idle curiosity may be the key to understanding and overcoming the stranding. Tar bubbles up from the beach, Aaron Hill, 1 year ago at Mountain Knot City. I'd heard this area was pretty inhospitable before I got here. Got your fair share of mountains, obviously, and on top of that were all these rumours about a secret terrorist base or something. So I figured I was in for a bad time, but when me and the team got here, yeah, it was way worse than what we thought. Felt like we could get jumped at any second, you know. I tell you what though, I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw all the tar out west. Wondered how the hell Amelie and her team made it through, but someone said it wasn't nearly as bad when they made the trip. I was sent out to take a closer look, and man, it was something else. And it hadn't been that long either. Hard to imagine all that bubbled up damn near overnight. Honestly, I felt like I was standing at the edge of the world. We don't know much about the tar except that it wasn't around before the stranding, same as Timefall and Chiralium. There's some speculation that it might be some byproduct of the beach, and that if you could somehow retrace the flow you'd end up there, but that's all theoretical stuff. Right now we've got a practice problem to deal with. One of the chiral relays we built is at risk of going under any moment. We don't have the manpower to relocate it yet, but we should once the second expedition shows up. Whether we can wait that long is another question though. Maybe you could sell them to get their arses in gear if you get the chance. Well, we fixed that ourselves. So that is all sorted. Right, we read everything. Fan-fucking-tastic. Okay. Dandelion seeds. So this is in memory chips now. Dandelion seeds. The fluffy seeds of the dandelion are certainly fragile, but that doesn't mean they aren't filled with life. Indeed, their insubstantial nature is what allows them to spread new life as far and wide as they do. American sci-fi legend Ray Bradbury's novel Dandelion Wine tells the tale of a young man's summer and the heady mixture of growth, loss, life and death symbolised by the drink of the title. Happily for the porters of the world, the ability of dandelion seeds to float on the wind means that they're very unlikely to ever be asked to transport such a delicate cargo themselves. Okay. Right, we've read everything. Happy days. Okay, guys, so we are going to leave it there. What was I going to say? So we're on the north side of Edge Knot City. It looks absolutely annihilated, the city does. You know, it looks destroyed. So we're no doubt going to be fighting BTs straight off the get-go. Which is going to be something we're going to have to equip for correctly. Now that Higgs is in the area as well, obviously we need to find Amelie before he does. So that is going to be a mission, I'm guessing, at some point, and it's probably not going to be an easy one. Are we going to come across any more BTs that we are going to fight through Higgs making them? I guess we're only going to find out one way or another. But saying all that, we managed to complete Deadman's story, and we did all of Hartman's story as well. I think each character that they're focusing on makes this game a lot better, you know, because it's actually making a reason to why they're being called what they're being called. You know, Deadman because he was never born, Fragile because obviously her whole body shattered through a nuclear explosion, Hartman because he's got an irregular heart, Mama because she was a a mother to a baby that was for her twin sister, which she carried, but she was somehow living, and then she obviously, once she died, she went into her twin sister's body, and now they are one mind together, like a symbiote kind of situation, which is very cool. And then obviously we had Amelie, which was like going into detail with all of that. We're now on Higgs, and this is obviously going to be to do with how Higgs became Higgs, and we're going to have some kind of explanation, which I'm loving that they are doing that kind of thing. I thought the one with Unger, the army sergeant, when we go into that wartime situation and we're fighting this guy. I say he's an army sergeant, but like was said, I think either Mama said it or someone said it along the way, that he actually wasn't in World War II. So why he was using that as a beach, I'm not sure. But he obviously wanted the BB. So that explains all that. And we got the dog tag and found out it was a guy called Clifford Unger. So, okay guys. Right, well, I hope you have enjoyed the game as usual. Obviously, if you did wait and listen to me babbling on about the interviews, see, I find it interesting, that's why I like to read it out. Yes, there's a lot to read, but A, I'm reading it for, obviously, you guys to, find information out, and B, I'm reading it kind of to myself as well. I'm finding a lot of this information very useful, interesting, makes a lot of sense why things are the way they are. From the different perspectives when we went to be a porter to each of these smaller facilities as well, that makes it even better. That is why I'm wanting to get 4 or 5 stars on pretty much every one, which we obviously need to keep improving that, but we'll get there. But I am going to call it a day, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. I will catch you in the next one. We should be straight off to a BT battle, so I hope you tune in. Peace out.